Welcome back to another Death's World devlog. I'm sorry I didn't post this yesterday. I was really busy with fixing the dialogue buttons. So, long story short, let me show you. I was trying to make a Windows build, which is basically like the actual game that you might play. And I was just trying to test stuff out, and for some reason, it broke all of the buttons in the dialogue system. I don't know. It might not have been because of the Windows build. I think it was though, because that's when I noticed it. But I've been going through it, and as far as I can see, I know exactly where the code should be going wrong now after going through a lot of it for a while. But it seems correct. So that's a bad thing, but there's good news. The reason I was trying to get a build in the first place because to test on Mac. It turns out that it's actually incredibly easy to get a build of the game on Linux or Mac, instead of just Windows. So, and eventually, if the game makes enough money, I will try to port it to console. But that's not a likely proposition right now. So the best I can do is port it to Linux, Windows, and Mac, and hopefully console. But the good news is that that's incredibly easy to port it to Linux and Mac. And I have a Mac to test it on, one with an Intel CPU and an Apple Silicon CPU. And then I'll probably be able to test it on Linux in the future. At least sometimes after the game releases anyways. So, and hopefully it works. I can just put it in and it works straight up. So we don't have to test it if I can't. But that's the good news for this week. Like, let me show you the dialogue system being broken. See, can you help? Yes or no? When I click the button, nothing happens. All the buttons in the rest of the game still work. I thought they didn't originally, but they do. See, like the effect screen. See, this is my gold right here. That gold 100, or that yellow. By 20. It takes 20 gold away, right? There it is. And that still works, but the buttons on the dialogue system don't for some reason. So that's what's going to happen this week. We're going to fix the dialogue system, and I think that I might know how, if I figure out how to fix the dialogue system buttons, I might be able to figure out how to fix the shop system buttons, because they're very similar. And like, so they'll probably be able to be fixed, which is really good. I really want to get to developing other game features, but the biggest thing is the shop system right now, because without developing the shop system, I can't test a lot of stuff that I would need to test for other systems. And like the relic system's still not being able to be tested because the shop system's still not done, and I don't want to make more systems like that just for nothing to have to recode them all because they don't work correctly. And so it's just better to finish the shop system first, and the amount of problems is crazy. So that's this week's devlog. Thanks so much for watching, and have a good one.